Hello everyone, welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura and today we are making a blueberry cobbler soap and we'll also be cutting the coffee soap that we made last time. Hi Stacy, welcome. Hi Barb, welcome. You guys are making chili dogs? That sounds really good. Just gonna set up my chats here, make sure everything is going properly. Alright, let's see here. Okay. And we're gonna cut this coffee soap first. I hope everybody's having a good week. Hi Lorna, welcome. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this out of the mold real quick. I'll show you the individual bar. So this is the coffee. Remember how I said it has vanilla, so it'll darken, which is what it's done here. And we mixed white with this portion to make it a lighter, excuse me, a lighter brown. So you've got this like nice coffee swirl, and on the side you can see the coffee grounds, which is going to make this a really nice scrubby soap. So that's the individual bar. And let me put this aside. Let's see. I think I can move this stuff back safely. There we go. Okay. I'm going to pull this forward. Looks just like coffee. Yeah, exactly. It has coffee in it and has coffee grounds. So, I see what you mean because of the swirls. Yeah. And then here's how this one turned out. This is the swirly top. I'm just going to push this out of the mold real quick. This bar firmed up really nicely. It doesn't feel soft at all, which is good. Makes it a little easier to get out usually. Okay, so here you can see the nice scrubby coffee grounds. So this is a really good scrubby soap. It should get you really clean. I'm smelling it. It smells really, really good. If you like the smell of coffee, you'll definitely like this. Okay. Coffee with cream, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going for, so that's good. I'm going to line this up and cut it. And we will see. Okay. Okay, good. It's cutting easily. All right, let's take a look. Here's the first bar. And see how it's got this dark ring around the edge? The rim. That should continue to move towards the center of the bar, and the whole bar should turn this dark brown color. And then the swirls here will probably turn closer to this color, so they'll darken a little bit, but they'll still be a lighter shade. So it should keep that coffee with like coffee cream look to it. So that's the first bar. There's the other side. So those swirls turned out pretty nice. Whenever I do swirls like this, I always imagine them over mixing, but then it doesn't look muddy, so that's good. All right, here's the next bar. And here's the other side. You like the design, Barb? Thank you. And then you got the swirlies on top. I think it looks like a cup of coffee that's like just started, like you just started to stir it. I like how you always get a different design every time you do this. You never know what they're going to look like. And here's that side. And there's the top. So those are the 3 bars. And then these are the end pieces. I always think that dark edge looks really, really cool. It's a shame it doesn't stay like that because it looks like the soap has been outlined or something. But that's okay. So these will be sample pieces for later. And you can already feel the grittiness from the coffee grounds. So I might not plane these soaps because I think if I plane them, it'll make planing them makes the bar a little bit smoother and shinier looking. But I think we kind of want to keep it a little gritty looking. So I'll probably bevel the corners, but not not plain the front. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these up on the shelf. Let me get the little soap crumbs off here. All right, I'll take this and this. Oh yeah, and the individual bar. Let me get that. All right, I'm putting all these on the shelf. Okay. All right. So let's clean off the wires real quick. Okay. I really like coffee soaps because they smell good and the grittiness from the coffee grounds makes it a really nice scrubby get you clean type soap. And if you like to take showers in the morning, then this is perfect because you can get your coffee before making yourself a cup of coffee. So, and then you have that wonderful like coffee fragrance just lightly kind of lingering around for a while. All right. Let me put this. Hi, Wanda. Welcome. Oh, Wanda, I found something. So, hopefully you don't remember because it'll be a surprise then. But I was going to find something for you and I found it. So, I have to send that to you later. All right. Okay, that's on the shelf. Okay. But yes, it's a small thing. How is your cousin doing? Yeah, Stacy, I do the same thing. I need to let my hair dry overnight because otherwise, if I shower in the morning, my hair will be wet the entire day. And I don't want to spend time blow drying it if possible because it's damaging. And also because it would take me a very long time. So I agree. So far, so good? Good, okay. You're off until Tuesday. That's awesome. Let the let the festivities begin. For sure. Okay. So this is the individual mold. I'm just going to set this aside. We'll need that probably. So this soap we're making is the blueberry cobbler. And I'm thinking our next soap should probably be the blackberry vanilla. And I have a couple ideas in mind for what to do for that soap. Um, After that, I'm going to have to look at the list and see if there were any that were voted on that first vote that we missed. And then I'm going to look at the second list and maybe we can come up with some combinations. Some things that you guys maybe voted for that we can combine the fragrances of. And maybe I'll post another vote for that. So that will probably be after we make the blackberry vanilla. So we need to think of some between now and then some time, decide what we want to try making. Okay, so not all of these oils melted because I mean they did mostly, but then it's really cool in here. So I'm going to really quick blitz these oils just so that they combine. And it's not going to matter because when I mix the lion, it'll melt, but okay, there. So that's taken care of. All right, so there's that. And then this is the blueberry cobbler, which of course I spilled onto there. And then I've got this white titanium dioxide, which is mixed in with some oil. And I also have this color called Making Waves. It's a blue, it's like a matte blue, but see how it's like a lighter blue color? I had some ideas here. So I could just divide the the batter up beforehand so that I can mix this in without the fragrance so that this portion shouldn't turn brown. And then leave the other part just the plain, whatever the brown shade that it turns to. But then I started thinking I could instead divide that brown portion and, set a little bit aside and mix some white so that we'll have like two shades of brown and then the blue. And I think that will look better. And I was considering also mixing some, or not mixing, but dusting the top with some of this Maya Gold. So when we get to that point, we'll decide. But that's what I'm thinking. Hi, Francis. Welcome. Smurf blue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very Smurfy blue. So let me set this aside. And then, of course, here's our mold. All right, so I'm going to set that gold aside for now. We'll decide later if we think it needs it. The reason I was considering putting the gold on top is a lot of times cobblers will have like that crumbly texture on top, and I wanted to represent that somehow. And I thought, well, maybe the gold dusted on top would do it, and it would go well with the blue and well with the different browns. So that's an option. It would also help distinguish it from the other brown swirled soaps because the other ones I don't think we put gold on top of. The last one we didn't. Anyways, so that's the plan, is to divide this into three. We'll have two shades of brown, and then we'll have this blue to represent the blueberries, and then maybe the gold dust atop. And okay. Oh yeah, and if you guys like these micas or whatever, I do have an affiliate link down below that you can order from. It's for Nurture Soap, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps me out. So if you guys want to do that, you can. And where's my face shield? Let me put that on. And let's see here. So your nickname is Smurf. That's cute. Let me go ahead and put my face shield on 1 second. Okay. So now, look at the light water. The light water already has the sea salt and sugar dissolved in it. And then I've got the other containers here with the different things. We're gonna use these containers to divide off the different ones, and I'll probably mix the colors in by hand with these whisks. We'll see. So let me move all that out of the way. So I'll divide everything up before I add the fragrance because I don't want the blue portion to turn brown. Sometimes, like I mentioned, sometimes the that browning from the vanilla will seep into, like, it'll merge a little bit with the colors next to it, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully that doesn't happen. The bar that we made previously, that we divided and put the white on top, the vanilla cupcake, I don't see any merging going on yet, so that's a good sign. But who knows? All right, let's mix this real quick. Okay. This is mixed together well enough, I think. Let me just give it... Because everything cooled down, sometimes it'll look like it's mixed when it's not, so better to be safe than sorry. Now, I know this is probably not done mixing, but we're gonna mix it when we whisk in these colors, so it'll be fine. Do a little... Well, I don't want to... I always second guess it. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like very much, but I know that when I put everything in the mold, it'll be way more than it looks like. Okay, so let's do the blue first. And this one I do need to mix by hand for sure. Because I don't want the mica to go everywhere. And then if I need to stick blend it after, I will. That's the toothpick for swirling the top. Okay, there we go. And I wanted this to be kind of a light blue to kind of contrast with the brown, the darker brown, so that they're not competing with each other. So I'm going to add a little bit of white to this. This is a really nice matte blue. So that's why I chose this one. Excuse me. And it already had, this blue already has some of the like titanium dioxide in it, so I know that it'll be really nice lightened up. Yeah, see? That's perfect. Okay, so we can leave this one alone. This one looks really good. All right, and then this one is going to have, it's going to turn brown. So we're going to add some white to this. Come on, come on. There we go. We got quite a bit actually. And this should make a really nice light brown, kind of like how you saw in the coffee. I don't want the raw soap batter on the sides to get in this, because then you'll have streaks of plain soap, which wouldn't be bad, but isn't the design I'm going for. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know why, but I have a tickle in the back of my throat and it's bothering me. So I apologize if I clear my throat. I'm trying not to do it, but sometimes I catch myself too late. Okay, so that's a really nice white color, which it won't be forever. And then where you got this is going to be the main, like the darker colored portion. I'm just going to scrape the sides because, like I said, I don't want raw soap batter, like not raw, but plain soap batter in here if I can avoid it. Okay, because it'll look like this. It'll stay this creamy color, and actually, it probably wouldn't be bad in this design, but anyways. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mix the fragrance into these two portions, and then we will go ahead and pour everything in the mold. Blue is your favorite color? Yeah, it's really pretty. Winnie Layton was thinking that's not very light. Well, it's not like, I'm not making it like a baby powder blue in person. I think the camera, well, maybe, yeah, I think the camera is like making this look darker than it is. Um, but this is a lot closer to like what the package looks like, and that's what I was going for because I wanted it to be a little bit lighter just in case. Um, because I don't want it to compete. Like if we have three colors that are kind of the same, like darkness or whatever, the same, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I wanted the blue to be noticeable and to have a good contrast so that you could see it better. I'm seeing like a little bit of white streaks on the side. We're just getting those out. Sometimes the white is very, titanium dioxide can be a pain to mix into soap batter sometimes because it doesn't always get very fluid. Yeah, the camera does change the color some. Greens and purples and really blues. Yep. I like jewel tone colors. So like the really like colors like this. I don't, at least for, it depends on what I'm doing with them. In soaps I like all the colors, but depending on what I'm doing, usually it's like jewel tones. Okay, so I'm going to pour some in here. This smells really good. Really strong blueberry scent. A little bit more on this side. Okay. Now we have to make sure this gets mixed in really, really well because I don't want it to separate. Excuse me. And as you can see, this fragrance oil is a dark color. Look at, it's already turning like a tan color, which is fine because I wanted this. I know this wasn't going to stay white. I just wanted it to be two different shades of brown with the blue, and I thought that that combination would look good for something that's supposed to be a cobbler. Okay, let's mix this in, and I will probably stick blend this part at least. The other one seems to have mixed in fine. Well, maybe not. This might be okay. I don't know. I don't trust it. I'll probably stick blend that in a second here. I want to make sure that this fragrance doesn't separate from the soap. Sometimes when you don't blend them in enough, they work their way out, and we don't want that. But I'm also trying not to get this to get really thick either. Okay, so that's probably plenty. I'm going to start pouring these in. I think what I was going to do was pour them in one at a time, but looking at this, I think what I'll do is like an in the pot swirl. We'll put all the colors in this big jug here, and then we'll pour the whole thing into the mold. Okay, put this over here. Don't need that. So let me scrape the sides down a little bit. I gotta work fast because I don't remember if this accelerates or not. All right, set this here. Gotta do this as much as I can without hitting the camera. So we'll do 2 big like dollops there. I've only used this fragrance to make soap a couple of times, and both times, like when I went to like live craft fairs and things where I sold in person, both times people really, really liked this because it smelled really good. But it's hard to convey that without smell-o-vision. So you guys will just have to trust me. If you like blueberry and cobbler smells, this is definitely a good one. I'm gonna move this off a little bit because I'm gonna try not to hit the camera again while I pour in this blue. Just trying to get that off of there. Okay. Is that okay? I thought it was separating, but it wasn't. It was a shadow. So we are fine there. Okay, this is starting to get firm. All right, so I'm going to scrape this out, but I'm going to try not to mix with the blue in the the part that I'm scraping out. I'm trying not to get mixed with what's on the spatula. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently swirl. It's going to look like I'm going to make a big like mess, but it shouldn't. So let's do that, and then we'll pour it in here. It looks kind of cool right now. Wait until it turns brown. It's going to look even more interesting. Okay, so this looks good so far. Almost looks like a beach. You got that sandy, whitish, whatever color that is. What did I do with the mold? There it is. Okay. We're going to set that aside for just a second so I can scrape this out. Look how cool it looks inside. It looks like a little like layered rocks or something. It's kind of cool. Anyway, let's go ahead and put it in here. I'm just going to scrape the sides down. Move this over. Yeah, this batter is not super accelerating, so that's good. Like it's thickening, but it's not going out of control. That is good to know for when to make it next time. Okay, let's get this. Let me try to get everything into this individual bar. All right. That should be good enough. And then just going to kind of help this flatten out. There we go. That's better. And then just real quick, I'm just first, before I get too involved in this, I'm going to swirl this. So I got one of those little swirl tools again, and we're just going to really carefully, I see I put the lines here, so I'm going to carefully give this a little bit more of a swirl. I don't want to overmix, but I also don't want like a random, I want it to look more swirled than not swirled, I guess. So let's put that aside. Wipe that off along with the marks I made. Okay. And this is just getting the air bubbles out, kind of like when you guys have resin. I don't think you guys bang your molds down like this maybe, but I'm sure you're familiar with the bubbles. See, there's a bubble that just popped. Problem with the soap, this kind of soap, is it's opaque. You can't see down into it. So you don't see the bubbles until after they've come to the surface. So I think this does need a little something something on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that gold. So this is the Maya gold. This is nice. It's a nice shimmery, like really pretty shimmery gold. And I'm just going to splatter it on top like this rather than doing a dusting because, well, first of all, because, when you have a cobbler, it's not really a dusting. It's like little clumps of deliciousness on top. And then also, I want to swirl the top a little bit. And I'll go ahead and put some of this on top of the individual bar as well. Okay, so that's taken care of. Let's put this away. And then I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with the coffee with this swirl instead of the back and forth one, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that makes more sense for this. There we go. So a little more up here. Okay, and right here I need something. That looks good. All right, so before I do anything else, let me get this one done. We're gonna do the same thing. Swirling it also has the added benefit of kind of helping the top level out a little bit. So all that kind of looks cool. It's like a little wave, upside down wave. See, a little blue wave right there. That's kind of cute. I'll leave that over there, and then I'll tap this down just a little bit. And we got this gold on the side here. I don't want that causing problems, so I'm gonna wipe it down. And this will go in the oven, like just set to a warm temperature to help it gel. And we will see. We will see what happens. If this blue stays blue, if it merges with the brown, what happens? It's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be a fun experiment. Every fragrance oil, every time you make soap, it's going to be, I mean, assuming you keep everything the same, the fragrance oils, they all do something slightly different. And that's why it's best to test them. If you want to do like a pattern like this and you don't know if it's going to merge, I kind of don't care. I'm not going for something super, super specific, but I do want to know the information so that later on in the future, if I do want to do um, a design or a pattern or something, I'll know what to expect. So it's good to have the information, but what we're doing here, I know I'm going to like it regardless of how it looks, and I'm not going for something specific. So yeah, let me see what you guys are saying really quick. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit here and see what you're saying. Let's check if the chats will work. Here we go. You love your body butter, Wanda? That's awesome. I'm so glad you like it. When it hits the skin, it melts. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Hold on a second. Gotta take off this facial. So body butter, fun facts here. Um, Body butter is kind of a neat thing because it doesn't have any like water or filler type ingredients. It's just the butters and oils. That's why the little jars are so small, because you don't need anything. Like you don't need not anything. You don't need very much. It just takes, like you were saying, a tiny bit. How you showed on your video, it just takes a tiny little bit, and it just really goes far. And I don't typically have dry skin, but because I make so much soap and I do a lot of things where I'm constantly washing my hands, sometimes, and also because I keep the house a little bit dry to help the soaps cure. Because of that, sometimes my hands will get dry, and I found that lotion is good, especially like if you're out and about, you can just put it on. But if you want something um, a little more potent than that, there really isn't anything out there. There's nothing, like you can't just go to the store and buy something like extra potent lotion, because a lot of times those are just like marketing gimmicks. They're like, oh, our lotion is 10% more moisturizing, but you don't, like, what does that even mean? So and plus, you don't know what they're comparing it to, and it might not work for your skin and whatever. So when I found out about body butter and started making the recipe, um, I was just super excited because I tried a couple different things, and the one that I make now is the one I really like, and I like that combination of ingredients. And like you said, it does just melt, and it is whipped. So I have to melt all the butters and oils and add the fragrance and colors and all that, and then I have to let it firm up again, and I have to I have to chill it to get it to firm up again, and then I have to, while it's chilled, it's like a solid block. I have to like mix it and fluff it up, and that I had to buy like a separate hand mixer, because I don't like to mix kitchen and like stuff I use for food and stuff I use for soap. They're always separate. So I have a mixer that's just used for the body butter, and then I put it into jars. The only downside to body butter is that it's, if it gets too warm, if you accidentally leave it in the sun, or if you accidentally leave it next to the heater, it'll melt. It doesn't change the properties of what it can do. It still works just as fine, but it doesn't have that wonderful like buttery whipped feel to it. It feels buttery but not light and fluffy and whipped. So you just I sometimes like during the warmer months, I'll sometimes store it in the fridge just to keep it um keep it that consistency. And also in the summer, if you get dry skin in the summer, putting it in the freezer or putting it in the refrigerator before you put it on, it has a really nice cooling effect because it's cold. And so that's always fun. So, but yeah, I'm really glad you like it. It's one of the more labor intensive things that I make, but And since it's not like I can demonstrate how well it works, you have to actually physically try it to know. It's not like soap where you can show it bubbling or whatever when you wash with it. Let's see, your house is done in teals and browns, Barb. That sounds really pretty. Let me see what you guys are saying really quick here. Looks like Earth from outer space. It's awesome. You like it too, Stacy? I'm glad you guys like it. Like I said, it's one of the things I make that's kind of special that I just enjoy. Like I really like the end product. And let's see. Oh, another thing with the body butter, what you can do. I forget if I put this in the. I think I put it in a little note. But if you guys haven't tried it yet, if you have really dry hands and feet, at night before you go to bed, you can put it on and put on like gloves and socks or whatever. Just be careful that you don't walk around and slip. Go to bed and in the morning, like you can feel a difference. Um, that's what I used to use it on like my feet, like my elbows, and it made a massive difference. I really liked how that worked out for me. Let me see here. Do a video on the soap you sent me so I can see it done. Learn by watching. Oh yeah. I was thinking of doing that actually. In fact, I might have a video already up, but I can do another. Um, Let me see. I keep thinking, oh, we'll do it next video or next live, but unfortunately, it's getting close to the holidays, and everybody who forgot to put in custom orders and wholesale orders are doing it now, and I'm scrambling to keep up. So we might have to do it after the holiday, but if I'm able to on Monday, maybe I can do the video then and I can show you. I have to use the double boiler method because I don't have a microwave, but that actually kind of can help because if you leave the soap in the double boiler, it'll keep it warm while you're working. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Let me see here. Oh no, your granddaughter stole your jar. You bang your resin molds too. Good to know. We're in good company then. Oh, let's see here. Whoopsie. Oh no, somebody is talking loud. Okay, here. Oh yeah, Barb, let me know if they like it. Pretty swirls, thank you. I'm over here waiting for it to turn brown, but I know it's going to take more than 5 minutes here. A video making the body butter. I can do that. I don't know how soon because I still have the last batch that I made. I still have some, so I try not to make a lot of it because otherwise I have a lot left over. So it might have to wait until like next fall. But yeah, I can definitely do another body butter video. Sure, that would be awesome actually. Use use a lot of it. Once you start using it, it's like, oh, this is really effective. Okay, you're watching it when you have me. I think I do want to. Like I said, I don't remember for sure. I know I had one where I was doing like embeds. But yeah, I can do another just showing like step by step how to do it. That might be better than just watching me randomly use it. But I can, yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven. Um, and so I will see you guys all on Monday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is so much fun. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you guys all soon. Have a great night.